right, so today we're going to go over this project that we did in Belmont. We had a service call for this 18-year-old high efficiency heating system. So here is the boiler, the high efficiency boiler. Over here is the exhaust and the intake for the unit. Have some accessories that you need there to operate the unit. And tucked in the corner here, if you can see in the back, is a 45-gallon indirect water heater. Now, the life expectancy for these high efficiency boiler systems, these high efficiency heating systems, is 15 to 20 years. So at 18 years, it's just about getting there. These Munchkins are discontinued units, so they do not manufacture them anymore. And so in this situation here, the client opted for a replacement. What we put in here, okay, so you can still see the indirect water heater here. So we actually reused the water heater in this project. We repiped the boiler. Here is the new Lochinvar Knight boiler. This system here comes with a 15-year warranty on the heat exchanger and a 5-year parts warranty. Now this project here was around $19,000 for the customer. We included 5 years of maintenance and labor warranty in that package for the client. Now, you might be asking yourself why we reused the water heater here. And the answer is because it's a stainless steel water heater, HTP. The model number is the SSU-45. And so it's a great tank, stainless steel. A lot of the time, these things have lifetime warranties. Pretty brilliant units in regards to being efficient. Once that water heats up in there, we once had a tank that we turned the heating system off for, and there was still hot water in that tank a couple days later, and it was still warm. So they're pretty impressive units. You can see here we replaced the exhaust. So there was a code change a few years ago, and it discontinued the use of PVC for exhaust. And so what the code says is that if you have access to replace the entire exhaust, the local inspectors really want to see that. These projects require plumbing and a gas permit, okay, to perform the work. So you typically have 2 permits on these types of projects to perform the work. And those 2 permits are inspected in one visit. So it's typically inspected by the local plumbing and gas inspector. That's typically one person in the cities and towns around here. I'm just going over some of the components to get you familiar, if you're a homeowner, with what we're looking at here. Down here, we have a pump that takes the condensate and neutralizes it before discharging it into a drain. This here is extremely important, not only to have, but to keep up. The condensate produced in these systems, so the condensate comes from the exhaust. It's a product of combustion, and so it is acidic. And if that's draining into your plumbing system and you have cast iron pipes, if you have an old house with cast iron pipes, so pretty much if your pipes don't look like this white pipe, your drain pipes don't look like this white pipe here, this is very caustic to your system. And a lot of times we actually see these not being installed. So if you have a heating project, if you're watching this video and you have a heating project currently going on in your home and you're doing a high efficiency system installation, you're really going to want to make sure that installing contractor installs this if that condensate is draining into your drainage system. Now, sometimes we will see it pump outside of the house. It needs to be done in a very particular way if it's going to be done that way, because there's risk of that freezing up in the wintertime, obviously, running outside, especially with the winter that we just experienced here recently. So hopefully this video is helpful. Again, this is we're looking at a high efficiency boiler here with an indirect setup. We did all the repiping, new accessories on this system here, and another successful installation complete in the town of Belmont, Massachusetts by Akean Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Thanks for watching.